Hello there, Ewan McGregor voice. Yahtzee here. Now, as a video game reviewer, I've long been conscious of certain gaps in my knowledge. There are certain games, even entire franchises, that have slipped me by over the years. So what I've decided to do, I've decided to take the time to read aloud a plot summary for a franchise I'm not terribly familiar with in order to help myself gain a deeper understanding. And the franchise I've chosen is the Kingdom Hearts series. So what I've done is I've gone to the Kingdom Hearts fandom wiki, kingdomhearts.fandom.com/wiki, and I've gone to the page for the main character of the franchise, Sora.
I'm Sora.
And what I'm going to do is read aloud the history section of this page, and hopefully that will provide us a summary of the important events of the ongoing story of the series. Starting with the section Birth by Sleep, which I'm guessing is a sort of prequel to the main franchise. Sora and Riku are shown as best friends and rivals as they grew up. They are often seen around the islands battling with wooden swords, racing, and doing anything else that is competitive. Go-karting, masturbation, professional eating... the list goes on. Alright, Sora, Riku, best friends. I'm with you so far. Sometime prior to Birth by Sleep, Sora's newly born heart encounters the injured heart of Ventus and mends it, offering to help him restore his broken heart until help is not needed. This allows them to form a connection with one another and causes Vanitas's face to resemble Sora's.
Your face!
Okay, clearly the wiki is assuming I already know a few things. I noticed the name Vanitas is a link, so I'm just going to click on that and get a little background on who that is. Vanitas, also known as the Masked Boy, is a Keyblade wielder, the creation and second apprentice of Master Xehanort, the embodiment of the extracted darkness from Ventus's heart and the progenitor of the Unversed. Okay, I think we might be getting into the weeds a little earlier than I hoped. Why don't we leave that for now and go back to Sora's page and get back on track? Maybe it'll come together as we keep going.
Are you sure?
Who knows?
By the time Sora is 4 years old, he encounters Terra and Aqua. Both of those are links as well. Well, I don't want to get bogged down. How about every time I read something that is linked to another page, I'll make some kind of hand gesture, like, no. Aloha hands. There you go. He encounters Terra and Aqua, two Keyblade wielders of the generation before him, on separate occasions. He never spoke with Terra, but they have seen each other on Destiny Islands. Terra shows no interest in Sora because he is unable to sense his potential. Okay, Sora is 4 years old? Yeah, I've got a 4-year-old. Tell me about it. And is instead attracted to Riku, another 4-year-old. Aqua recognizes their friendship as hers to Terra and Ventus and tells Sora to protect Riku if he were to fall into the hands of darkness, which he agrees to. Near the ending of Birth by Sleep, Sora and Riku rest on a beach. When they prepare to go home, Sora suddenly feels sad and sheds a single tear. Riku tells him that perhaps someone from another world connected to him is sad somewhere and tells him to try to reach him. Sora closes his eyes and reaches out, which results in him being sent to the Awakening and encountering Ventus's lost heart. It had lost its path and must return to slumber, though it is reluctant to do so and asks if it could become a part of Sora's heart. Sora accepts the request, saying that as long as he can make it happy by doing so, he is willing to. So this Ventus bloke comes to a 4-year-old boy and says, "Can I come and live in your heart?" And the 4-year-old boy just says, "Okay," and he does. Smacks of exploitation. I'm not sure what the age of consent is for living in someone's heart. Okay, next section. Kingdom Hearts, the actual series. 1 year after the events of Birth by Sleep, a mysterious little girl named Kairi came to their islands from a different place. She was adopted by the mayor, and Sora and Riku quickly became friends with her. Another day, Sora and Riku found a small hidden cave on their island. They searched the secret place while discussing Kairi and the meteor shower that had recently fallen. Yeah, I've been known to discuss girls of my acquaintance while rummaging around in my secret place. During their childhood, Sora, Riku, and Kairi often wonder about what lay beyond their small world. By the time they reach adolescence, they decide to build a raft in the hopes of sailing to other worlds. The day when they start construction, Sora dozes off on the shore of the beach and has an odd dream where he travels through an odd dark realm and battles a massive dark creature. Sora is awakened by Kairi, and he goes to help get the provisions for the raft. However, the night before they set sail, a storm ravages the island along with a strange dark force. So the storm ravages the strange dark force, or a strange dark force as well as a storm ravages the island? I am assuming the latter. Riku succumbs to the force, claiming he is not afraid of the darkness. It's so clearly embodied.
I'm not afraid of the darkness.
Oh, well, I guess we're embracing the dark side of the force, in other words. While Sora tries and fails to save his friend from the darkness. However, it is during the Tempest that Sora first unlocks his potential as a Keyblade wielder, summoning the power of the Kingdom Key to battle the Heartless that now infested his home. He makes his way to the secret place where he finds Kairi, who disappears when their bodies meet. Yeah, the number of times I've had a girl disappear on me after our bodies meet. I'm sorry, this is beneath me. In Traverse Town, Sora meets Donald Duck and Goofy. Okay, getting into the Disney stuff. See, I fucking know who Donald Duck and Goofy are. The respective royal court magician and captain of the royal guard of Disney Castle, under orders from the king. Yeah, I moused over the king and it said Mickey Mouse. That fucker gets everywhere. The pair are searching for two things, a mysterious key and a man called Leon. As the king has disappeared in his own quest, Donald and Goofy accompany Sora and they start searching for their respective friends. In addition to that, Sora finds that his Keyblade might perhaps be the mysterious key the king had asked them to find. Well, I don't know why people are saying this game's got a complicated plot. It seems pretty clear so far. We're going to find our missing friends, Kairi and Riku, and Donald and Goofy helpers, because they are also searching for someone. I don't know why they think both of the things they're looking for will be in the same place, but maybe I just need more context. Sora discovers that Riku is also searching for Kairi. Wait, I thought Riku got devoured by darkness. He got undevoured, I guess.
I never would have guessed.
Though neither of them can find her, Maleficent sees her chance and tells Riku that Sora had replaced him and Kairi for Donald, Goofy and the Keyblade. With this false knowledge, he sets out to find Kairi on his own, as Sora travels to a number of worlds to stop the Heartless. So the Heartless being the monsters that come from the darkness.
The Heartless?
The ones who attacked you. You remember?
Those without hearts.
From there, Sora locks the keyholes out from the reach of the darkness to protect the world's hearts. Somehow, he can do that now. His quest allows him to make countless new friends, while the power of his heart increases, which also improves his Keyblade's power. Now, see, that's one of those paragraphs that smacks of, this paragraph basically describes 90% of what actually happens in the game. I noticed that happens a lot with JRPG plot summaries.
Tarzan go, Sora go.
Upon reaching Hollow Bastion, Riku confronts Sora and reveals to him that Riku himself was the true Keyblade Master, explaining that Sora was just the delivery boy.
You were just the delivery boy.
Ooh, sting. Riku then claims the Keyblade for his own. Despite their guilt at doing so, Donald and Goofy are forced to abandon Sora because of the king's orders to stay with whoever has the Keyblade. When Beast pulls himself up to continue to the castle, Sora tells him to be careful due to his injuries. However, Beast shrugs off Sora's worries, saying that he would not leave before he completed what he'd come there for, to find Belle. Oh, that Beast. When asked what he came for, Sora realizes that he needs to show the same attitude as the Beast, and continues with him into the entrance hall of the castle. Oh yes, I've just had an epiphany. I need to behave exactly like a kidnapping date rapist. There, Sora meets Riku, Goofy and Donald once more. Feeling guilty, Donald and Goofy return to Sora's side. Riku then asks Sora, "How do you intend to fight without a weapon?" To which Sora answers, "I don't need the Keyblade. I've got a better weapon. My heart."
I don't need a weapon. My friends are my power.
Riku taunts Sora, calling his heart pathetic and weak. Sorry, I'm just imagining Sora just hitting him with a fistful of bloodstained flesh. Sora proceeds to tell them that his friends strengthen his heart. Now I'm picturing Donald Duck standing off to the side with a little hand pump. At this, the Keyblade realizes that Riku has turned to darkness, and Sora's heart is far stronger than Riku's, so it returns to Sora. Enraged, Riku fights Sora and loses. Furious at his weakness, he makes the mistake of listening to a mysterious man. Alright, I'll bite. I will click on the mysterious man link. Ansem, Seeker of Darkness. Ansem, Seeker of Darkness is Xehanort's Heartless via Terra Xehanort. Well, that clears that up. Opening his heart fully to darkness, he allows himself to be possessed by this man. After this, the party encounters Maleficent and defeats her. Using a Keyblade born of 6 of the Princesses of Hearts' hearts, Riku unlocks the darkness in her heart before stepping away through a corridor of darkness. She transforms into a black fire-breathing dragon from the proliferation of darkness in her heart. Okay, I'm starting to feel like darkness in this series is what gamma radiation was to Marvel Comics in the 60s. It just does whatever you need it to. But is again defeated and the Heartless swallow her heart, making them not heartless anymore, presumably, because they've got one heart. Further into the depths of Hollow Bastion, Sora encounters Riku once more, and he calls himself Ansem, Seeker of Darkness.
It is I, Ansem, the Seeker of Darkness.
Oh, he's possessed by him. Okay, he's possessed by the mysterious man and calling himself by his own name, who intends to find Kingdom Hearts itself.
Open the door! Lead me into everlasting darkness!
Okay, Kingdom Hearts is a link. Let's just click on the Kingdom Hearts page, because maybe this will explain what Kingdom Hearts is, that the whole series is named after. Kingdom Hearts is the titular source of ultimate power and one of the major objects in the Kingdom Hearts universe. It's the heart of all worlds and a source of great power and wisdom. Got it, okay. It's the Triforce, it's the MacGuffin, it's the thing that people want. Although it is difficult to fight his best friend, who he's fought already, Sora emerges victorious in the struggle. Kairi is revealed to be one of 7 Princesses of Heart who possess the power to open the final keyhole. Yeah, I like a princess who opens their final key. That leads to Kingdom Hearts, but because her heart laid within Sora, it cannot open. As explained by Ansem. In order to return her heart and wake her up, Sora uses the Keyblade of Heart to remove both their hearts, sacrificing his humanity and becoming a Heartless, unknowingly creating Roxas and Namine, the nobodies of Sora and Kairi respectively. Why was Kairi's heart in his heart? Would there not have been a lot of room at that point in his chest? There's only... When he manages to reunite with Kairi after a brief stint as a Heartless, Kairi uses her light to restore his human form. After regrouping in Traverse Town, Sora decides to return to Hollow Bastion to seal the final keyhole. Yeah, I'll seal your final key. While he tries to reclaim Riku from the clutches of Ansem, Kairi gives Sora her lucky charm. No, not going there. Since he insists that she should stay behind, even joking that she would be in his way. Yeah, funny joke. Ho ho ho. Oh, you'd just be in the way. Just kidding. You would be in the way, though, so piss off. Sora, Donald, and Goofy set sail to Hollow Bastion and seal the final keyhole after a battle with a powerful Heartless. The 6 Princesses of Heart then inform him of a new darkness approaching, and the trio travel to End of the World, the Heartless world, of all the worlds that fell into darkness, where they confront and defeat Ansem. I don't know why they keep putting it in quotes. Ansem once and for all. Ansem, defeated, calls forth to Kingdom Hearts to fill him with the power of darkness, but Sora proclaims that Kingdom Hearts is not darkness, but light.
Kingdom Hearts
Is light!
And Ansem is destroyed by said light. However, Heartless begin to swarm inside of the door, and Sora, Donald, and Goofy rush forward to close it. As they attempt to close the door to darkness, Riku and King Mickey appear on the other side of the door. Oh, I think I've seen this Game of Thrones episode. And together, King Mickey and Sora seal it from both sides, with Sora's Keyblade from the realm of light and Mickey's Keyblade from the realm of darkness. What was Mickey Mouse doing with that? Why did he have the key to the realm of darkness? I read a lot of Mickey Mouse books to my kids. All he ever does all day is have talent shows and picnics. Why is he like Satan all of a sudden? However, Mickey and Riku become trapped behind the door as it closes shut, but not before Riku instructs Sora to take care of Kairi in his absence. As the worlds begin to restore themselves, Sora sees Kairi on a platform of sand that is drifting away. Well, he did a great job taking care of her. Like 3 seconds after he made the promise. Sora promises to return to her as soon as he finds Riku and King Mickey. The two are then separated as Kairi returns to Destiny Island without Sora or Riku.
I'll come back to you. I promise. I know you will.
Presumably saying, well, that was a fucking bust. Right, next section. Chain of Memories. After being separated from his friends, Sora wanders down on a long meandering path. Yeah, I can relate. With Donald and Goofy searching for a way to find Riku and Mickey, encountering Pluto on the way. When they reach the crossroad and call it a night, a mysterious man... Oh, not that motherfucker again. Oh, actually, this links to someone else. Just click on this page. Marluxia is the nobody of Lorium, rank 11 of Organization 13, and rank 7 of the real Organization 13. Okay, stepped into the weeds again there for a second. So apparently there's an Organization 13 in Kingdom Hearts, but it's not the real one, and there's another real one. Let's try to keep that in the back of our minds going forward. Who shows up and appears and informs Sora, along the road ahead lies something you need. However, in order to claim it, you must lose something that is dear to you. The man disappears and only one path remains. The trio follows the path which leads them to a mysterious castle known as Castle Oblivion. Little do they know their memories are being manipulated by a mysterious organization. Organization 13, perhaps? That seeks to capture and manipulate Sora. To do this, they use Naminé. Okay, I remember that name. That was the person who was unknowingly created when Sora uses the Keyblade of Heart to remove his and Kairi's hearts, which created Roxas and Naminé, who were their nobodies. Okay, I'm guessing a nobody is like another version of you that is created when you take your heart out, like your dark side. Yeah. Okay, Naminé, a young witch who could rearrange the chains of memories in a person's mind and create new links between them. In order to make Sora forget Kairi, Naminé begins to replace his memories of Kairi with herself, partly because she is Kairi's nobody and so is unable to completely erase her from Sora's memories. Meanwhile, a conflict between the members of the organization leads to several encounters between Sora and Riku, whose memories of Kairi have also been replaced with ones containing Naminé. Riku, who's back from the Dark Realm with Mickey Mouse, where he was last we heard. The trio's uncertainty builds up to a point where they end up in Twilight Town, a place that Sora is fairly certain he's never been in, and thus should not exist in his memory. Organization member 4, Vexen, reveals that it is a place that exists on the other side of Sora's heart. Well, that would be his spine, surely. But is eliminated by Axel, another member of the organization, before he can explain anything. Axel ends up betraying Marluxia, the Lord of Castle Oblivion, revealing that Marluxia and Larxene, steady on, the newest members of their group, intend to use Sora to overthrow the organization. Axel manipulates Naminé into doing what she believes is right. Donald and Goofy try to reason with Sora about the whole situation later, but he is so stubborn that he separates from them to go on his own.
Keep it to yourself!
On Destiny Island, Sora is touched to have finally found Naminé, who tries to make him remember who was truly important to him. After taking one look at the Lucky Charm, it returns to its original form, and Naminé takes the temporary form of Kairi. Sora escapes the memory-based Destiny Islands and confronts Naminé, who reveals that she never existed in Sora's memory and that she has been replacing the person most important to him. Now, this is like Mean Girls drama. Naminé's just leaping on her chance to seduce all the hunky boys, it seems.
Let me explain this.
Riku appears to them again, and is again defeated by Sora. When Sora tries to help the injured Riku, he attacks Sora and gains the upper hand. Having left no choice, Naminé uses her power to break Riku's memories, and it causes him to collapse. Larxene, remember them, comes forth to eliminate Sora and Riku, who is revealed to actually be a Riku replica, created by Vexen. Riku replica. Alright, so I guess the real Riku's still knocking about with Mickey Mouse. When Larxene is about to eliminate Sora, Donald and Goofy catch up to save him, although Sora had been a jerk to go on his own, and that's the sort of thing an actual wiki would put a little citation needed next to. Original research, I think, is the problem there. I mean, is Sora objectively a jerk?
And that is how it's going to stay.
They quickly forgive him and state how they would always stay together. Together, they defeat Larxene, and Sora forgives a regretful Naminé for her actions. She promises to restore the memories of the trio once they reach the 13th floor of Castle Oblivion. I think I've read that Stephen King book, where Marluxia is waiting for them. Axel attempts to destroy Marluxia himself. Sorry, who was Axel again?
Oh, my name's Axel. Got it memorized.
Who cares? He's some other dude. Axel attempts to destroy Marluxia himself, but then Marluxia uses Naminé as a human shield. That bastard. Sora steps in and defeats Axel. After finally catching up to them, Marluxia orders Naminé to completely erase Sora's memory so he could make Sora his puppet. Naminé refuses, but Sora orders her to do so in order to protect her from Marluxia's wrath. Well, he's not 4 years old anymore, but he's no less credulous, is he? Fortunately, the Riku replica, its true memories returned after his false ones are broken, arrives and saves Naminé before she was able to do so. Then Sora, Donald and Goofy step into the 13th floor's dimension, where they fight Marluxia in an incredible battle. Original research, again. Once Marluxia was defeated, Naminé asks that they step into memory pods that would rearrange their memories back to the way they were at the cost of breaking the links she created. Okay. Well, I'm getting the sense this is one of those interquel, not quite a full sequel games, so presumably this is the bit where we erase everyone's memories of this entire game so that it doesn't fuck with continuity. She also informs her that the process will take some time, during which Sora, Donald and Goofy would sleep as their memories are slowly restored. While they know that they would forget Naminé, Sora promises her that while she was forgotten, she would remain somewhere in his heart, never lost. Well, I guess Sora's own heart and that previous dude who came into it when he was 4 years old will have to budge up. And when he wakes up, they would become friends for real. Right before he goes to sleep, Naminé informs him that some of his memories are unreachable and asks him to remember Kairi because his memory of her is the light that would bring them all back. Sora then uses most of the power of his memories to remember Kairi before going to sleep for real. Well, as I say, that game probably didn't matter that much, so just to summarise again, Kairi, heart, memories, sleep. Okay, next entry. 358 over 2 days. Catchy title. Naminé's powers are unable to do much to fix the problems, however. Recovery becomes more apparent as they discover the existence of Roxas, yes, I remember him, Sora's nobody, and Zeon, a replica of Roxas created from his leaked memories. Copy of a copy. That never ends well. As Roxas and Sora are connected, and Zeon is created from their intertwined memories, Sora's lost memory pieces found their way inside Zeon through Roxas. It's like a fucking shell game. The organisation intends to have Zeon absorb Roxas, forming a new Sora under their control, an act that would erase Roxas and make it impossible for the real Sora to ever awaken. When Zeon discovers this truth, she is willing to... Wait, Zeon's a girl. Zeon, who is a copy of a boy who was himself a copy of another boy, is a girl? It's a bit misogynistic, isn't it? This is implying that a girl is just an incomplete version of a boy. Well, I suppose, in a sense. She is willing to return to Sora, saving him at the cost of her existence, but before she can, Axel, that guy again,
Memorized?
comes to take her back to Organization 13, starting a fight which Zeon loses. During her captivity, she is stored within machine-like devices and given new powers, so she may be able to absorb Roxas when the time comes. Oh no, they made her into RoboCop. Eventually, Roxas and Zeon meet at the clock tower of Twilight Town, where she removes her hood, revealing that she now completely resembles Sora through the effects of his memory flow. Although she fights with all her strength, Roxas defeats her in the end. And as she disappears and returns to her origin, she asks Roxas to free Kingdom Hearts from Xemnas's control. Why is everyone in this game named like they're a prescription medicine? Although Sora's lost memories are back where they should be, Roxas, Sora's body and soul, is still on the loose. Sorry, are we saying Roxas is Sora's body and soul, or are we saying Roxas as well as Sora's body and soul are still on the loose? After an intense battle, Riku captures Roxas and brings him back to Dizzy and Naminé. Alright, I'll bite. Who's Dizzy? Apparently he's Ansem the Wise, the Sage King of Radiant Garden during Kingdom Hearts' birth by sleep. Doesn't matter. Kingdom Hearts 2. Finally, back to mainline installments. 1 year later, Sora, Donald and Goofy reawake in the basement of the old mansion located in Twilight Town with their former memories restored, although they cannot remember what happened in Castle Oblivion.
Thank Naminé.
But before they awake in Twilight Town, Roxas comes to see Sora and eventually fuses with him. Buy me a drink first, Roxas. Continuing their journey to find Riku and King Mickey, they set out travelling across new worlds, meeting old friends and enemies from the original Kingdom Hearts game while also making new friends.
Hi, Sora.
Soon after exploring Twilight Town, Sora and company head off to the Mysterious Tower, and Sora obtains new attire on the advice of Master Sorcerer Yen Sid. Okay, I'm not going to click on that, because even I can immediately spot that Yen Sid is just Disney spelled backwards. Did we think that was clever? Considering Sora's first game outfit to be too small from Flora, Fauna and Merryweather. The new outfit enables Sora to transform into his drive form and attain special powers for each of them. Okay, we're just establishing the game mechanics of Kingdom Hearts 2, I assume. I guess this is like the Final Fantasy IX trance system, possibly. The source of the clothing's magic is linked to Sora's heart. Well, isn't fucking everything at this point. Sora expresses his determination to bring Riku back home with him to Destiny Islands. Okay. I mean, I'm sort of losing track on where Riku was. I'm guessing that he's still on the far side of the Door of Darkness, and previous Riku was still Riku Replica, where Kairi is waiting for them. The quest gets more complicated when Kairi himself gets kidnapped by Axel. Oh, Axel's back.
I'm so flattered!
Pete, who works for the resurrected Maleficent and Organization 13, are causing trouble in the other worlds, and King Mickey refuses to give information regarding Riku. Sora must also discover why some of the members of Organization 13 address him as Roxas, even after he clearly states his name is Sora.
Silence, traitor.
He travels to other worlds to find Riku and the King, help the worlds to stop Organization 13. His new journey brings him to meet up with some old friends and make new ones. Yeah, I'm assuming this is, again, 70% of the game period of the story summary. At one point in the storyline, Donald and Goofy's homeworld becomes infested with Heartless, which is rather unusual, citation needed, considering their world's protection, and Sora visits their castle for the first time. While Donald and Goofy set out to warn the castle's residents about the danger, Sora escorts Queen Minnie. Now that I know. That person I don't have to click on. To the audience chamber where the cornerstone of light is hidden under. He finds out that Pete and Maleficent have found a doorway to Timeless River, a past timeline of their world before the castle was built. With some help from Merlin, Sora, Donald and Goofy travel through time and manage to travel through time. That always makes stories much less complicated. Great. And manage to stop Pete from destroying the cornerstone of light in the past, which also saves the castle for good. Sora, with the help of Haina, Pence and Olette, three friends of Roxas in Dizzy's simulated Twilight Town, and Axel, who sacrifices his existence. Okay, that's a pretty big thing to put in a parenthetical statement, Kingdom Hearts fandom wiki writer, manages to find the route to the world that never was, which is presumably a different place to the end of the world we've been to earlier, or the Tower of Oblivion we've also been to, which is the stronghold of the organization, where Kingdom Hearts, created by gathering the countless hearts from the Heartless slain by Sora's Keyblade. Wait, I thought Heartless didn't have hearts. I thought that was why they were heartless. Maybe they just grow a new one. Soon after entering the world, however, in the area of Memory's skyscraper, Sora's group is ambushed by samurai nobodies, and Sora is forced into a showdown with an Organization member who turns out to be Roxas, disguised in his former Organization 13 cloak. At the start of the fight, Sora asks who Roxas is, and he answers, someone from the dark. Then asks Sora, tell me why he picked you. Okay, I'm assuming you're supposed to have played Kingdom Hearts 2 first, and Roxas being Sora's nobody is something that's revealed as a twist later in that game. Yeah? Yeah. As Roxas is above and Sora below, he sees the picture of Riku, Kairi, Donald and Goofy as the platform's design. Roxas then says, I see, that's why, and continues the fight. Roxas knocks the Keyblade out of Sora's grasp, and as he goes to retrieve it, Roxas pins it down with his own Keyblade. Ooh, it's hotting up now. Sora then reaches out for his Keyblade, which disappears and reappears in his hands. Oh, well. The drama was nice while it lasted. After which Sora quickly strikes while Roxas stands, shocked, not knowing how that happened. Ultimately, Sora's control over his Keyblade gave him the edge over Roxas, who collapses and reveals his face. As he and the scenery disappear, Roxas says to Sora, you make a good other. Sora reappears next to Donald and Goofy, who tell him that while he disappeared, they had to fight some nobodies. Typical Donald Duck sort of excuse, isn't it? And they continue towards the massive castle where Kairi awaits them. Ah, yeah, she's still a person. Afterwards, Sora, Donald, Goofy and King Mickey storm the castle. 4 people isn't much of a storm, is it? It's more of a, play date. In search of their friends, they meet Saix at the Hall of Empty Melodies, who tells them that Kingdom Hearts is near completion and it only needed one more dose from the Keyblade bearer. He summons hordes of shadows and disappears to go after Maleficent and Pete, who are also in the castle. The Heartless overpower Sora but are destroyed by a rain of laser bullets. Sora then engages in a battle with Zigbar. I'm just assuming that if there's an X in the character's name, it's probably not worth remembering who they are.
As if.
And soon defeats him. He finds Kairi and Riku, with the appearance of Handsome Seeker of Darkness, which is the price he paid to help Sora wake up. Well, obviously that makes perfect sense. Sora, Riku, Kairi, Donald and Goofy make it to the proof of existence of the organization, in which there are only 2 places to go. They enter one of the odd pathways only to encounter Luxord and his chain of slightly dodgy hotels. Although Luxord traps everyone but Sora in cards, no questions, he is still defeated by the Keyblade Master. Next they enter Addled Impasse, where they find Saix staring up at the moon. Saix points out that only Roxas could have made it this far in one piece, and Sora gets angry and prepares to attack him. Saix blows Riku and Kairi away. I'm frequently blown away by amazing Saix. I thought it had been long enough. After one of Sora's most difficult battles, Saix is finally defeated. Sora then questions who Roxas is, and why he was constantly being called by that name, when Riku finally reveals to Sora that Roxas is his nobody. Yeah, I knew that. I was paying attention. With the mysteries of Roxas' identity finally solved, they continue on, fighting their way up the winding paths of the castle that never was. Sora, Riku, and the others encounter King Mickey and Dizzy, now revealed to be the former ruler of Radiant Garden before it was taken over and renamed Hollow Bastion, Ansem the Wise. Okay, so that previous bad guy in Kingdom Hearts 1 was referred to as Ansem in quotes, so I guess he was another sort of evil clone. Xemnas appears. Oh, not Xemnas, I hate that guy. Appears to see who is tampering with Kingdom Hearts and finds his old teacher. God knows which of the 19 characters that is. Then Xemnas finally tells Sora and the others of his true plan to make a kingdom out of hearts. Be a bit squishy, wouldn't it? One that he would rule. Unfortunately, Kingdom Hearts proved too strong for Ansem's machine, and with his final words he tells Sora the rest is up to him and tells Roxas, "Roxas, I doubt you can hear me, but I am sorry," before the machine explodes, taking Ansem with it. The energy released in the explosion destroys a good deal of Kingdom Hearts and reverts Riku's appearance to the way it was. Oh, well, that's the important part. Near the pinnacle of the castle, Heartless appear in vast hordes. Maleficent and Pete show up and stall them while the party heads toward their final battle. I guess they're good guys now. When they reach the Altar of Naught... How many fucking things in this game are just called Thing of Nothing? Tower of Oblivion, Thing That Never Was, Altar of Naught, Palace of Bugger All. At the pinnacle of the castle, they confront Xemnas, the leader of Organization 13. Oh, that's who Xemnas was. But was he the leader of the real Organization 13? After a short conversation with the nobody, Sora is taken by Xemnas to the front of Memory Skyscraper for a one-on-one battle. After an intense fight... I'm guessing we're just going to have to take a drink every time the phrase "after an intense fight" comes up. Sora defeats Xemnas and is transported back to his friends. However, Xemnas appears again, and despite the protests of the group, enters and absorbs Kingdom Hearts. Well, what a whole bloody waste of time a lot of this has been. The party was in luck, though, and by the will of the worlds, a door to Kingdom Hearts is made. In Xemnas' chest? Sora, Riku, and the king open the door with their keyblades. Inside, they discover that Kingdom Hearts was made by the Superior... Okay, what's the fucking Superior? Is that just God? It doesn't link to a page, so I'm just going to assume it means God. To look like the world that never was. They charge through and quickly get to Xemnas and battle him, with Xemnas in armor using the tactics of the rest of the organization. After they seemingly defeat the organization leader and return to the Altar of Naught, Roxas emerges from Sora's body, now that all the fighting's been done, lazy bastard, to speak with Naminé before she fuses with Kairi. Okay, Naminé's there now. Before this, Naminé opens a door to lead them out of the world that never was. He informs Sora that whenever he and Kairi are together, Roxas and Naminé will be together as well. Naminé then joins with Kairi to complete herself, while Roxas returns to Sora's body, making Sora whole. Okay, well, we took a long way round the houses, but I guess that's that aspect of the plot resolved. Yeah, I see you laughing. Unfortunately, before Sora and Riku can enter the corridor, Xemnas attacks once again on the captain's seat of an enormous dragon nobody. In an epic air battle, they managed to defeat this form of Xemnas as well. Again, was nice to have some drama for a second there. Riku is injured by Xemnas, who strikes at both with his ethereal blades. Falling through the air on the brink of defeat, Sora grabs Riku's keyblade and batters Xemnas with both. Returning it to Riku, they use a bolt of light and dark energy to finish off Xemnas. They wander through the eternal abyss and eventually come to a dark beach under a pale moon, the Dark Margin, in which can be found the Dark Doodles. Resting at the shoreline, they discuss their adventures and friendship and come to the conclusion that they did what they set out to do and agreed that if worlds are made of light and darkness, we'll be the darkness. Wasn't this the speech at the end of Batman Begins? The realm of light was safe, and they could now sit and let peace envelop them. As they listen to the waves, a bottle containing a letter that Kairi wrote washes onto the shore. The letter reads, "Thinking of you, wherever you are." Okay, so I guess she just sent a postcard. "We pray for our sorrows to end and hope that our hearts will blend." Now I will step forward to realize this wish, and who knows, Okay, I thought we were going for a rhyming poem there, but I guess we gave up. And who knows, starting a new journey may not be so hard, or maybe it has already begun. There are many worlds, but they share the same sky, one destiny. Love and kisses, our hotel room marked with an X, weather's lovely, wish you were here, Kairi. After Sora reads it, the daughter light appears, and both Sora and Riku use it to return to their homeworld, Destiny Islands. Having brought Riku back home and reunited at last with all his friends in one piece, Sora is finally able to return Kairi's lucky charm to her, saying, "We're back!" And Kairi corrects him, saying, "You're home." Kairi extends her arm to Sora, and he grasps her hand while simultaneously returning the charm he kept for her all this time. And then they made out. I assume.
And you and I.
Sometime later, Sora is walking around in the secret cave. He smiles while looking at all the pictures he and Kairi had drawn over the years. He glances down at the picture of Kairi and himself. He sees that Kairi drew the other half of an Paupu fruit. I've never heard it called that before. Much later, Sora asks Riku what he thinks the daughter light was. Riku replies that it was Sora's heart. Jesus. Everything's fucking Sora's heart now.
This?
It's always closer than you think. Kairi runs up to them breathlessly and gives them a bottle she found, containing a letter from King Mickey. The trio reads the letter. Oh, that's the end of the section, so I assume that was the cliffhanger. Alright, the next section is called Recoded. King Mickey digitizes Jiminy's journal and creates a digital copy of Sora. In order to investigate a strange message Jiminy found within it, the digital journal is corrupted by computer bugs in the form of data blocks, and the data Sora goes through and eliminates them all, eventually discovering that it was Sora's own Heartless that had been corrupting the journal. I'm getting the sense that none of this matters that much. Oh, okay, maybe it does matter. After defeating the Heartless, the Data Sora goes even deeper and discovers that Naminé, remember her, and Ansem, remember him, had hidden data about those who were in suffering. Roxas, Naminé, Xeon, Axel, Terra, Aqua, and Ventus. Remember all of them within the real Sora's memories. Jesus Christ, Sora's like just the fucking Dropbox for the fucking universe, isn't he? If you need somewhere to store your heart, or some memories, or like 9 guys... just book yourself a space and get on the waiting list. With this knowledge, King Mickey writes a letter to Sora asking for him to go on a mission to save them. Later, Mickey meets with his old master, Yen Sid, who reveals that with Ansem and Xemnas' defeat, Xehanort has returned. Oh, that guy. I remember that name from something. And that Sora and Riku must undergo the Mark of Mastery exam to properly combat him. Jesus Christ, there's like 3 more scrolls before we even get to Kingdom Hearts 3. Okay, blank points. In Ansem and Aqua's encounter deep within the Realm of Darkness, it is revealed by Ansem that he has hidden his research, most likely the one concerning Kingdom Hearts and the Realms of Light and Darkness, inside of Sora. I was kidding, but yeah, he's just fucking Kingdom Hearts Dropbox. During his sleep, in between Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories and Kingdom Hearts 2, he then proceeds to say that he would like to believe that this boy will be the one who will open the right door and save all of those whose lives were ruined by his research, including himself and Aqua. Later, after Sora has received Mickey's newest letter, fucking prolific motherfucker, he sits on the Paupu tree while holding the message from King Mickey, staring off into the sunset. It is revealed that he has now read the contents of the message and must venture out on a new quest to find Terra, Aqua, and Ventus, as well as the others connected to him, and save them from their suffering. As he says goodbye to Kairi, she gives Sora her Wayfinder again. I've never heard it called that before, telling him, "See you soon." Dream drop distance. About 2 feet, isn't it? That's the dream drop distance to ensure your toast doesn't land butter side down. Well, I thought that was funny. Sora and Riku are first seen at Disney Islands in their Kingdom Hearts outfits, having been sent back by Yen Sid to the time shortly before their world falls to sleep. Oh, again, time travel's making things really uncomplicated again. Sora wonders how far the raft can take them. They soon begin to sail on the ocean, but they end up in a storm and undergo an attack by Ursula, whom Sora recognizes. Yeah, she's the Little Mermaid's friend. After the battle, they end up in a whirlpool and get separated. A keyhole opens, allowing Sora and Riku entrance to the Sleeping Worlds. Well, it's not quite the Nothing Worlds. After this, a conversation between the kids and Yen Sid is shown. Yen Sid tells them about Master Xehanort and that both of them should become Keyblade Masters in order to face this new threat. I guess nothing they've done up to now counts as being a Keyblade Master. Sora claims that even without taking the Mark of Mastery exam, no one can beat the 2 of them. Yen Sid then sends them to the Realm of Sleep. Sora wakes up in Traverse Town, noticing the change of his outfit, which he presumes is more of Master Yen Sid's magic. Man, what is it with Yen Sid and changing Sora's clothes? I'd be a bit suspicious if an elderly man was constantly putting me to sleep and I kept waking up wearing different clothes. He immediately goes searching for Riku.
Riku! Hello? Riku!
Shut it.
He's always searching for someone, isn't he? Though he runs into Neku Sakuraba instead. Neku explains the concept of Dream Eaters to Sora, although this wiki isn't going to deign to do that for me, and leads him to the 3rd District, where a hooded figure attacks them. Well, that could be like one of 12 different guys at this point, couldn't it? Sora attempts to help Neku, but eventually falls asleep. I guess the guy's just really boring. Sora later wakes up and chooses to find Neku. Well, yeah, add Neku to the list. Riku, Aqua, Terra, Ventus, everyone else you're looking for, apparently. Discovering new areas of Traverse Town that he's never seen before. He meets Rhyme.
Wow! Never been this way before.
Who helps on his search for Neku. When they find him, Neku apologizes to Sora. Rhyme suddenly disappears and more hooded figures appear, only to summon a giant Dream Eater, which Sora defeats. Sora then sees a transparent Riku, who disappears into young Xehanort. Joshua then appears with Rhyme and... I need a fucking red string conspiracy board at this point. Keep track of all these assholes. Sora travels to La Cité des Cloches, where Judge Claude Frollo stops him. Ah, now, this is Hunchback of Notre Dame stuff, isn't it? He wonders if Sora is a gypsy. It was a different time, all right?
But, sir, he's just a boy.
Because of his unusual clothes and appearance. When Phoebus comes to tell that there are monsters on the loose, Sora runs to fight them and eventually meets Quasimodo, called it, who saves Esmeralda. Sora and Phoebus follow them to Notre Dame's attics. After some time, Sora meets Phoebus and Quasimodo again, and they travel to the Court of Miracles, where Sora gets knocked out by a Dream Eater. I'm wondering how much of this is important in the long run. In the cathedral, Sora says farewell to Quasimodo and the others. When he's about to leave, young Xehanort appears and calls him a hypocrite for freeing one prisoner but keeping another. Vanitas' image also appears beside young Xehanort, making Sora confused. As the villain vanishes into darkness and Keyhole of Sleep appears. If it's not nothingness, it's sleep, apparently. Sora unlocks it and wonders what Xehanort meant by saying his heart is a prison. Well, I've figured that out. Like I said, there's like 12 guys in there. Sora then travels to the Grid, where he meets guards. When introducing himself, guards try to take him prisoner, but Sora escapes. Yeah, again, I feel like a lot of this we could have skipped past. He meets Rinzler first, then is introduced as well to Kevin, Sam, and Quora. Oh, okay, this is Tron, who inform him that Rinzler is actually Tron. Okay, this is the Tron bit. You know what, I'm just going to skip past the Tron bit. I can't imagine it's important in the long run.
Ha! Flawed reasoning.
When Sora arrives at the world that never was, back on track, where he lands near Memory Skyscraper, encounters Xigbar. Xigbar explains that Ansem, the brown-robed man, had contact with Sora when he first entered the sleeping worlds from Destiny Islands.
Bingo!
Allowing the organization to track Sora through his dreams and lead him to this world. Angered, Sora blames Xigbar for what happened and prepares to fight, and Xigbar notes that he is glaring at him like Ventus always did, even calling Sora as Roxas. He then jumps above Sora and fires 12 arrows around him, 11 of which spawn unknown hooded figures, and the remaining one spawns young Xehanort, who offers his hand and tells Sora to come with him. Sora then immediately drops. Okay, I'm feeling like the author is just describing dryly the exact events of the cutscene, because they don't have any better idea what the fuck's going on than I do. Sora wakes, realizing he is at Destiny Islands, where young Xehanort is sitting just next to him. They watch the other young Xehanort. How many Xehanorts are we up to now? Who meets Ansem. Oh, we're back to this. Who grants him abilities to time travel. Ansem then approaches Sora, who shouts in fear. In the next scene, Sora and young Xehanort are still on the islands during nighttime. They see Sora running into the secret cave, and they talk a little until Kairi steps out from the cave towards Sora. The next scene shows Sora falling from the air with other Soras. The real Sora lands on his feet and sees the Sora copies moving about Traverse Town. Young Xehanort talks to him about his journey through Traverse Town. Bear with us, we're still like another scroll away from Kingdom Hearts 3. Sora then wakes up at Dark City. Don't tell me this franchise crossed over with that movie as well. Back in his Kingdom Hearts 2 attire. Oh, Yen Sid's at it again. He immediately sees Namine, who tries to run away from him, but Sora grabs her arm. Namine then turns into... Hang on, I thought Namine went back into what's her name? Kairi, the one everyone gives a shit about. And then Namine turns into Zeon. Oh, is this because we time travelled? Is this before Namine went back inside? Sora is unaware of her identity, yet unconsciously sheds a tear as she runs off. Sora runs after her, only to meet Roxas. He's back. Roxas tells Sora that they should share all memories and emotions, but Sora denies this by saying that Roxas is just Roxas and they are not the same. He also thinks that Roxas should be able to exist by himself. Roxas is surprised and shares his painful memories with Sora before vanishing. Sora starts to blame Organization 13 for what they have done. What have they done? What the fuck have they done so far? They've put on some black robes and pissed about. That's all I've gathered so far. But then he hears Riku's voice that warns him about chasing after illusions. Sora later meets Kairi and Riku, who turn into Aqua and Terra. Sora then turns into Ventus and stares at them. As you would. Aqua and Terra turn around and walk away, and Ventus is trying to reach them, but he slows down and turns back into Sora. Sora then watches as Riku and Kairi vanish, changing into Terra and Aqua for a second. He then remembers his meeting with Aqua a long time ago. Well, I'm glad someone does. Sora meets Xigbar and Xemnas again. Ugh, those guys. And they have a conversation, where Xemnas reveals that Organization 13 was created in order to form the 13 Hearts of Darkness, which Master Xehanort could use in the future. Kingdom Hearts was created in order to move pieces of Xehanort's heart into 13 vessels. Alright, are we doing a Voldemort thing here? However, Xemnas discovered that nobodies actually can cultivate new hearts, so he and Xigbar left the others in the dark about this fact to maintain their loyalty to the cause. Xigbar then reveals to Sora that he is chosen to be the final vessel of Xehanort's heart. We are doing a fucking Voldemort thing.
Duh.
After which, Sora summons his Keyblade, saying, "Connected hearts are my power." Then, deep breath, Kairi, Riku, Roxas, Zeon, Ventus, Aqua, Terra, Mickey, Donald, and Goofy appear behind him as illusions, stunning Xigbar. Well, you would be stunned. Must have gotten pretty fucking crowded at that point. Who tells Xemnas to take care of Sora. After a fight, Sora is completely tired and lies on the ground with darkness surrounding his body. Sora is then seen sitting at Where Nothing Gathers. Another place that means nothing. As in, literally. Riku and Mickey are attempting to save him when Master Xehanort attempts to split Sora's heart and make him one of his incarnations. Though Xemnas and Ansem subdue them, Lee appears and blocks Master Xehanort's attack. Lee, who is someone.
Axel? Please. The name's Lee. Got it memorized?
After that, Master Xehanort, along with his new Organization 13, vanishes. Riku, Lee, and the others return to the mysterious tower, where Yen Sid sends Riku into Sora's heart in order to save him from falling into darkness. Well, apparently that's where all the problems are. Whilst there, Riku discovers that Roxas, Ventus, and Zeon still reside within Sora's heart, as does a copy of Ansem the Wise. Okay, yeah, as I said, it must be fucking roomy. After that, Sora wakes up, and he, Donald, and Goofy have a tea party. Well, you would. Riku wakes up and Sora hugs him, relieved his friend is okay as well. Aww. Yen Sid then tells them that only Riku passed the mark of mastery. Jesus Christ, what do they want? The guy had like 9 things in his heart. Probably can't move very fast with all that in there. Sora, however, does not appear to be sad at all, and he even congratulates Riku. Lee then reveals that he also has a Keyblade and that he will help them in the near future. Thanks, whoever the fuck you are. Okay, well, the next entry is just a fairly fragmentary passage, headlined A Fragmentary Passage. Sometime later, Sora returns to the mysterious tower from a secret mission, and is dismayed to learn that Riku, Mickey, and Lee have left for their own missions. Yen Sid then tells Sora that he has once again lost most of his power after being captured by Master Xehanort. He then goes on to tell him that he must reclaim his lost power by following his heart. Shouldn't be too hard, there's like pretty much fucking everyone in the game's doing that. And reuniting with his friends, and advises Sora to visit a hero who had lost and then regained his strength. Sora, Donald, and Goofy depart, but don't get very far because Sora doesn't know where to go.
How are we supposed to get there now?
Yeah, I forgot this whole chapter of the hero's journey. You know, the call to action, the refusal of the call, the wise mentor, and not knowing where the fuck to go. He and Donald begin arguing about this until Goofy says, "May your heart be your guiding key," an old saying of the ancient Keyblade wielders. Sora repeats it to himself and realizes where they must go. Yeah, he's always been fucking articulate, that Goofy. Alright, where were we? Kingdom Hearts 3. Sora awakens in the Dive to the Heart. After looking through memories of his past, he ends up at the edge of the final world. Is that the same as the end of the world? Where he encounters and defeats a semi-transparent dark side? Not the Superman villain, surely. Per Master Yen Sid's instructions, Sora, Donald and Goofy travel to Olympus Coliseum to seek training from Hercules. Sora asked Hercules... Please don't shake while I'm recording, Toffee. Sora asked Hercules how he regains his strength to save the people he loses. You know, this would be easier to read if the author could get their tense straight. At the mysterious tower, Sora reported to Yen Sid that he might not be able to regain his strength at the time being, despite the worries of acquiring the power of waking. Yeah, I've got the power of waking. I reach my hands out and go, "Hey! Hey! I made breakfast." Years of training. He remains optimistic and believes that he can relearn his powers and skills. They are greeted by Riku and Mickey, who are assigned to find Aqua in the Dark World, but to no avail. Okay, let's think about this. Who was Aqua again? As they suspect that Aqua might have fallen into the great abyss of darkness, Sora volunteers to save Aqua from the Dark World. After receiving his new garments from Yen Sid, he did it again. This keeps happening. Yen Sid just likes watching little boys undress, apparently. And the fairies, he receives a heart binder as a good luck charm before travelling to another world. In the Gummy ship, Chip and Dale report to Sora, Donald and Goofy via Gummy phone, with new instructions on using the Gummy phone and a brief conversation with Lenzo? Or is that a capital I? Ienzo. As Donald and Goofy learn that Sora has another heart resided inside of him. Yeah, welcome to 20 minutes ago, guys. Who Sora believes it belongs to Roxas, Ienzo decides to further study Sora's physical condition and the other heart that's resided in him since he was very young. Oh, it's not going to be Roxas, is it? It's going to be the other one that was mentioned right at the beginning that talked his way into a 4-year-old's heart, and that wasn't weird at all. Sora proceeds to Twilight Town to initially create data and a vessel for Roxas. What, like a robot? Because that won't be weird. As they are walking around the town, they recollect old memories of encountering Maleficent, Zigbar, and Pete. The triumvirate of evil, Maleficent, Zigbar, and Pete. As well as Sora's encounter with Roxas in the Data Sleeping Worlds. Goofy explains that the Data Sleeping Worlds are part of the test to see whether Sora is able to face his fears and past hurts. Sora further explains that losing friends and having no one to turn to was the worst kind of hurt, but that it is a process to appreciate his friendships with Riku and Kairi. What's Kairi actually done besides have to get rescued and get woken up? Does she just do, like, the best blowjobs in the Destiny Islands? Is that her thing? As Sora is determined to find Roxas, his conversation is cut short by nobodies and hordes of Heartless. After saving Haina, Pence, and Olette... Yes, they were Roxas's friends. Yes, I remember them. They asked for Roxas's whereabouts, but they can't remember him until Goofy shows a photo of them with Roxas together. They told them that that was the other digital version of Twilight Town, where their data version of themselves befriended Roxas. As Sora and the rest of the friends enter the old mansion, Pence... Oh, I didn't catch that because it was like the second of 3 names. Pence. Not Mike Pence, surely. Enters the Door of Darkness system to activate the transporter to access the virtual Twilight Town. Ienzo helps the rest of them to enter into the system to allow Sora to enter into the virtual world. Yeah, like virtual copy versions of reality and time travel. The two things that make plots extremely less complicated. Inside the virtual world, he plans to rebuild Roxas by decoding Ansem's code. Why are we doing all this again? We just want Roxas to be alive and a separate person to Sora? Does Sora just want to finally answer the question of whether bumming a clone of yourself is incest or masturbation? Without Even's help... Who the fuck's Even? Without Even's help, Sora's plan to revive Roxas might not happen. Oh no. Eventually the trio proceeds to Destiny Islands, where Sora finds the Master's Defender lying abandoned in the sand. Sora proceeds to the Dark World via the Secret Place. I love that they capitalise all of these. only to see Riku and Mickey battle with anti-Aqua. I had enough trouble keeping straight who the first Aqua was. We don't need more Aquas, thank you. Who has succumbed to the darkness. He helps both Riku and Mickey to save Aqua and bring her back to the Destiny Islands. Sora, Donald, Goofy and Aqua then venture out to Castle Oblivion, where Sora, Donald and Goofy have lost their memories. Did you just fuck up the tense again, or is there a separate, entirely other version of Sora, Donald, and Goofy in the? Oh, forget it. Aqua summons the Master Defender Keyblade and unlocks Castle Oblivion, transforming it to its original form, the Land of Departure, where you buy your duty frees, I assume. Together, they enter the main hall to find Ventus, still sleeping due to his heart residing inside Sora. Yes, okay, that was the very first dude who muscled his way into Sora's heart. Vanitas soon arrives, and he was the dark version of Ventus, I think. Soon arrives to compliment Aqua on her neat trick, as no one was able to find Ventus in over 10 years. Aqua takes it upon herself to battle Vanitas, while ensuring Sora, Donald and Goofy remain out of the battle. After the fight, Vanitas attempts to break the barrier surrounding them both, with Aqua intervening just before it breaks. Sora, in a desperate attempt to help Aqua, manages to unlock Ventus's heart from within himself and wakes Ventus from his comatose state, saving Aqua and forcing Vanitas to retreat. The group, which, if you're trying to keep track, now consists of Sora, Donald, Goofy, Ventus, Aqua, and was Mickey in with this one as well? What about Riku? Yeah, Riku and Mickey were here earlier. The group returns to the mysterious tower to rendezvous with Riku, maybe not. To rendezvous with Riku, Mickey, Kairi, and Lee. Oh, Lee's back, is he? Good old Lee.
Got it. Memorized?
Aqua reminisces over Sora, Riku, and Kairi, having met them when they were children. Lee and Ventus also have a reunion, with Ventus learning that Lee is now a Keyblade wielder. Sora mentions to the group that he wishes that Terra, Roxas, and Namine could be there with them. Oh, I fucking don't. I'm having enough trouble keeping track of them all. While Aqua, Ventus, Lee, and Kairi take responsibility for each missing person. Yen Sid tells the group to prepare for the final battle to come. Sora, Riku, and Kairi return to the Destiny Islands for one last moment of peace, where Kairi asks Sora to exchange Powerpoo Fruit. I keep joking about it, but I guess, yeah, Powerpoo Fruit is a euphemism for something. Yeah, if you exchange Powerpoo Fruit right after a blowjob, that's another kind of rainbow kiss, I think. The 7 Guardians of Light... No additional information on who that is. Is that 7 of the established people? Along with Donald and Goofy. Arrive at the Keyblade Graveyard, ready to clash with the 13 Seekers of Darkness. The Guardians of Light versus the Seekers of Darkness. Now, you wouldn't think those would have a beef, would you? I mean, the Guardians of Darkness might have a beef with the Seekers of Darkness, because they're trying to guard the thing the Seekers are trying to seek. But surely the Guardians of Light don't really have anything to do with the Seekers of Darkness. Just a thought. They are greeted by Master Xehanort. Oh, what a personable fella. Gradually, Xemnas, Ansem, Vanitas, and young Xehanort also arrive to taunt the 7 Guardians of their impending failure. The Seekers of Darkness then unleash a massive swarm of heartless nobodies and unversed, I guess that's a new thing, for the Guardians to fight. After defeating the swarm of enemies, Sora, Donald, and Goofy catch up to the other Guardians of Light. Wait, I thought Donald and Goofy weren't... Okay, this is one of those logic puzzles. We know Donald and Goofy aren't Guardians of Light, but the group Sora, Donald, and Goofy is considered part of the Guardians of Light. Therefore, Sora is a Guardian of Light. So the other Guardians of Light must be Riku, Kairi, Mickey, Lee, Aqua, possibly another one. The Guardians come across Terra still under Xehanort's control, but before they have time to act, Terra overpowers the Guardians and proceeds to kill Sora and Kairi, only to be stopped by Donald and Goofy. So they didn't kill Sora and Kairi, that was badly written. After the attack and seeing Donald, Ventus and Axel injured, Sora begins to doubt himself. But then suddenly a massive storm of Heartless forms a huge tornado that sucks up all the Guardians, except for Sora and Riku. Because it always comes down to those two motherfuckers. After seeing this, Sora breaks down in tears and says that his friends gave him strength and he's useless on his own. Riku tells Sora that he doesn't believe any of that before he takes a stand and blocks the swarm of Heartless to defend Sora. So it is Sora's friends that give him strength. Because that's what Riku just did. Riku just proved himself wrong. What a spanner. This ultimately ends in Riku getting consumed by the Heartless again. And then the Heartless proceed to attack Sora. Sora wakes up in the final world. He encounters the Nameless Star, as well as a bodiless Namine. Sora is guided back to the Realm of Light with the help of Kairi and Chirithy. Is that like negative Jiminy Cricket? And uses the power of waking. Hey, I made pancakes. To revive his friends. However, young Xehanort warns that abusing this power will result in him losing his own heart again. Yeah, it's pretty heartless to wake someone up if they've had a long day. Returning moments before their defeat, the Guardians of Light eliminate most of the organization's members. In the process, Terra, his heart revealed to be inside Xehanort's guardian, regains control of his body and reunites with Aqua Adventus. Oh, he was the other one. While Lee reunites with Xeon. Oh, not fucking Xeon again. I thought we were done with Xeon. Xeon, you know, the copy of a copy who turned into a girl. Whom Vexen restored for the organization. And Roxas, who regains his own heart to protect Lee and Xeon. When only Xehanort remains, he provokes Sora into attacking him by destroying Kairi's body. So, that's Kairi done? Allowing Xehanort to acquire the X-Blade. Only the X is like lowered slightly with the font. Is that a Greek letter? Maybe? And summon Kingdom Hearts. Using Xehanort's power of time travel against him. Oh, this is only getting less complicated, isn't it? Sora, Donald, and Goofy transport him to his boyhood training grounds of Scala ad Caelum. That was an area in Elden Ring, wasn't it? Where they defeat him. After the other Keyblade wielders rejoin the trio, Iraquus... Fuck you, Kingdom Hearts. Fuck you. Who the fuck's Iraquus? Iraquus' spirit... It's not a link. Iraquus' spirit emerges from Terra's body. What the fuck was he doing in there? And convinces Xehanort to surrender. Xehanort and Iraquus depart together to Kingdom Hearts, while Sora and his friends use the X-Blade to close Kingdom Hearts and return to their own time. Trying to save Kairi, Sora uses the power of waking again to revive her. Despite the risk of becoming lost forever, Sora promises to return. Sora appears in the final world and explains his situation to Chirithy, them again, under the belief that using the power of waking to save Kairi shouldn't be that hard, considering he'd already saved 6 hearts before. Chirithy explains to Sora what will happen if he saves Kairi. He will lose the power of waking and will vanish from the world and be unable to return. Although, apparently that doesn't mean much. I mean, how many people have been nothinged so far? And then came back? Roxas? Ventus? I'm kind of bluffing. I really can't remember who those guys are. Sora throws caution to the wind and expresses his desire to save Kairi. Again, blowjob queen of Destiny Island. Chirithy then explains what Sora must do. He must travel back in time. And connect with the hearts of the 7 Guardians of Light during the final showdown at the Keyblade Graveyard, which proved to be not terribly final. Sora then proceeds to connect with Ventus, Aqua, Terra, Roxas, and himself. Needing only 2 more connections, Sora was forced to witness Xehanort slaying Kairi. Again, she's like a fucking punching bag, this lady. But proceeds to Scala ad Caelum before his past self arrives with Donald and Goofy. Sora then chases an image of Kairi and collects 5 fragments of her heart. After collecting them, Xehanort arrives and tells him he is too late, while turning his attention to his past self, who has just arrived in Scala.
In Scala ad Caelum!
Sora quickly connects with himself again, and traces his connection between himself and Riku, while the latter was fighting off the replica Xehanorts with the other Guardians. Sora then connects with Mickey, and aids him in finishing the battle. So he's just like running a whole train on these fuckers. With 7 connections, Sora finally recompletes Kairi to her original form. Kairi's fucking Voltron now. The 2 quickly embrace. Yeah, I bet they do. But their reunion is cut short with the arrival of Master Xehanort. Kairi and Sora then proceed to battle Master Xehanort and succeed. After the 2 assist the other Guardians in closing Kingdom Hearts, they then leave for their own time. Sora takes Kairi to the final world and introduces her to Chirithy.
Hey! Chirithy!
Okay, maybe that's a typo. It was Chirithy earlier, but now it's Trithy. I say it might be a typo, knowing this series. Maybe this is just an entirely separate dude who's like a dark clone of Chirithy, and you know, because they've only taken 1 eye out of the name. He states he wants to bring Trithy home to his friend, as waiting while you can do something is pointless. Sora and Kairi proceed to visit the various locations the other Guardians left after Sora's initial departure, even releasing Naminé's heart from Kairi. Haven't seen the last of her, apparently. Sora's friends gather at the Destiny Islands where Kairi stays beside Sora and the latter says something to Kairi before he fades away. That was the end of an episode of Doctor Who, wasn't it? Sora awakens in an unfamiliar city. Disoriented, he walks the streets observing where he is, eventually finding himself at a crosswork, staring at a building with the number 104 displayed. The most sinister apartment. Sora then wakes up in a nighttime version of the final world. He then calls out to anyone who can hear him. He soon hears a voice and runs towards it. When finding the source of the voice, he recognizes the mysterious person as Yozora. Add it to the list. Yozora asks Sora how he knows who he is, while also making it clear Yozora knows who he is. Yeah, I'd like to fucking know that as well. Yozora states that he doesn't normally look the way he does now, and tells Sora that they aren't in the real world right now. Yozora summons his weapons, and the two youths soon teleport over to Quadratum on top of the 104 building. Yozora states after accidentally stumbling there and going through some trials, he was asked to save Sora. Sora questions why he would summon his weapons. Yozora doesn't answer, and the two proceed to fight. Well, obviously, what else is left to do? After Yozora is defeated, he states that his powers must not be needed yet. Sora asks him what he meant by that, but Yozora shrugs off the question and disappears while smiling. Oh, don't tell me Yozora's another version of Sora again. How many Soras are running around now? Like 12? A flash of light appears and Sora then appears in the final world. Sora then wonders if any of this is real and states nothing makes sense to him. Well, we came a long way, but in the end, Sora and I reached similar conclusions. Oh, and there's just a little paragraph here for Kingdom Hearts 4, which I'm pretty sure isn't a game yet, so I don't know where this came from, but a week later, Sora awakens in Quadratum and meets Strelitzia. No, I'm done. Well, what have we learned? We've learned don't let too many people live in your heart, because it gets really hard to figure out how to total up the rent at the end of the month. It's vodka! If you enjoyed this lore dump video, I have an entire other one fully recorded and watchable right now on the subject of the lore of the Mortal Kombat franchise. It's exclusive to the Second Wind Patreon page, so you'll need to sign up to see it, and I'll be doing more lore dumps exclusively for our Patreon very soon. In fact, I've heard rumours that my colleagues are putting together a history of the Sonic the Hedgehog extended lore for me to read out, so now would be a great time to join the Patreon, so you'll have the inside scoop on my eventual nervous breakdown.